the basketball world was taken aback by the unexpected evidence. The greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan, entered a secret training facility where Hailey Van Lith and Angel Reese were honing their skills. And the events that followed sent shockwaves across women's basketball that are still felt today. Caitlin Clark's response to hearing about Jordan's unexpected coaching session with two of her fiercest competitors was unlike anything viewers had ever witnessed from the always calm superstar. The ensuing emotional collapse exposed the extreme pressure, fierce competition, and fragility that lie beneath the surface of the biggest name in women's basketball. However, what could motivate someone who has accomplished everything in the sport to react in such a spectacular way? What implications did Jordan's interactions with her rivals have for women's basketball going forward? And how did this instance reveal the unfiltered feelings that drive top athletes? The fierce competitive atmosphere that characterizes elite women's basketball is reflected in Caitlin Clark's emotional reaction to Michael Jordan's unexpected participation with Angel Reese and Hailey Van Lith. After being chosen first overall in the 2024 WNBA draft, Clark now plays for the Indiana Fever. She has based her career on being the best player in any circumstance. With an average of 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game during her historic debut campaign, she broke several WNBA records and changed the league's business environment. Concerns over competitive balance and fairness in athlete development would inevitably arise from the notion that two of her main rivals may have access to tutoring from the greatest basketball player in history. Since their college days, Angel Reese, a player with the Chicago Sky who was chosen 7th overall in the 2024 WNBA draft, has become one of Clark's main competitors. During her first campaign, Reese averaged 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds per game, displaying the interior presence and rebounding skills that made her such a valuable player. Over the past few years, one of the most prominent narratives in women's basketball has been her competitive relationship with Clark, as their head-to-head games have continuously drawn a lot of media attention and fan interaction. Reese's career trajectory and competitive placement within the NBA would significantly change if she were to receive direct coaching from Michael Jordan. One of the most gifted athletes getting ready to join the WNBA in the upcoming years is Hailey Van Lith, who transferred from Louisville to LSU. She is one of the most anticipated professional prospects because to her stellar scoring numbers and clutch play in high-pressure scenarios throughout her college career. Van Lith's style of play blends powerful three-point shooting with dynamic quickness to create a skill set that works well in the contemporary WNBA. She might get knowledge and training advantages from working with Jordan during her time in college, which could hasten her growth and get her ready for professional basketball. In the history of sports, Michael Jordan's coaching of women's basketball would be a first. After his second tenure with the Washington Wizards, Jordan retired from professional basketball in 2003. Since then, he has mostly concentrated on his business endeavors, such as his ownership of the Charlotte Hornets and his fruitful Jordan brand deal with Nike. Any coaching engagement is extremely important for the athletes that receive his attention because his basketball knowledge and competitive insights are regarded as among the most valued in the sport. Beyond technical instruction, training with Jordan has a psychological influence that encompasses the mental aspects of competing at the top levels and retaining excellence under duress. The early professional experiences and college careers of Clark, Reese, and Van Lith have influenced their competitive dynamics. During her time at the University of Iowa, Clark's fame reached previously unheard-of heights for a women's college basketball player thanks to 2 Final Four appearances and record-breaking performances. Reese's accomplishments at LSU, which included winning a national title in 2023, solidified her reputation as a player who can produce under pressure and guide teams to victory. Van Lith's career through Louisville and now LSU has shown that she can perform at an elite level while adjusting to various systems. Jordan's possible involvement is especially important because of the inherent competitive pressures created by both backgrounds. Beyond the development of individual players, Jordan's coaching engagement has business ramifications that could change the women's basketball scene through sponsorship deals, media attention, and corporate alliances. Jordan's connections to particular players may have an impact on their marketability and earning potential in ways that produce competitive advantages that go well beyond on-court achievement. Since the Jordan brand has traditionally concentrated on men's basketball, any major involvement in women's basketball may have a profound impact on both the athletes and the sport itself. There are concerns regarding the potential impact of these high-profile coaching partnerships on the competitive balance and the possibility that other elite athletes will look for similar mentorship possibilities. The immense strain that comes with being the face of women's basketball and the ongoing scrutiny that follows every move are reflected in Caitlin Clark's emotional reaction to these occurrences. Due to her performance, the WNBA has received previously unheard-of attention, with television viewership for Clark's games often surpassing 1 million people and generating business opportunities that are advantageous to the league as a whole. Her responses to competition advances are more powerful and significant because of the expectations and demands this prominence brings, which few athletes in women's sports have ever encountered. When faced with possible obstacles to her competitive stance, the psychological pressures of bearing women's basketball's growth and popularity can show up in unexpected ways. In the past, the bond between top athletes and renowned mentors has been vital to the growth of sports and competitive achievement. The relationship between Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant serves as an example of how having access to top-tier coaching and mentoring can hasten a player's growth and give them competitive advantages that last a lifetime. Reese and Van Lith might benefit from Jordan's technical expertise, competitive insights, and mental approach, resources that are just not accessible through conventional coaching routes. Regardless of their present level of accomplishment, rivals who lack access to comparable mentorship chances would undoubtedly be concerned about this reality. Social media has changed the dynamics around coaching relationships and competitive advancements and increased the influence of connections between elite athletes. Whether it is openly said or seen by others, Clark's emotional reaction is included into the larger story of women's basketball and the connections between its brightest stars. Because sports content goes viral, dramatic moments and emotional responses spark in-depth debate and analysis that can shape public opinion and produce enduring narratives. Sports analysts speculate that elite athletes may become more attentive to trends that could impact their competitive posture and that social media attention may increase competitive pressures. With more television coverage, sponsorship agreements, and commercial opportunities, women's basketball's financial landscape has changed dramatically in recent years, giving rise to new kinds of competitiveness that go beyond game performance. The Indiana Fever have made previously unheard-of amounts of money because to Clark's success, which has also opened up marketing avenues that show the commercial potential of female basketball players. In this dynamic business climate, any development that could impact the competitive balance or the marketability of individual players becomes especially important. Jordan's coaching engagement may have long-term competitive advantages for the players engaged by influencing endorsement deals, media attention, and business prospects. The distinction between decent and great basketball players is frequently determined by training and growth possibilities, so having access to excellent coaching and mentoring is especially beneficial. Opportunities for training development. Few basketball players are as knowledgeable as Jordan about competitive psychology, technical proficiency, and the psychological effects of playing under duress. His capacity to assist athletes in maintaining competitive greatness throughout their careers, managing media pressure, and developing critical performance skills could have long-term benefits that go well beyond individual training sessions. Such opportunities are extremely valued due to their rarity, which naturally raises competitive concerns for players without comparable access. With the rise of women's basketball, media attention to elite athlete relationships and competitive dynamics has also increased. Additionally, players like Clark, Reese, and Van Lith are receiving more notice. Clark's extreme emotional reaction produces gripping narratives that spark in-depth debate and analysis in both traditional and social media. Fans and sponsors' perceptions of various players and their competitive positioning within the sport can be influenced by this coverage, which can also shape public perception of competitive relationships. The development of women's basketball as a commercial and entertainment product has brought about opportunities and demands that were unavailable to athletes in earlier generations. The potential for women's basketball to bring in large sums of money and media attention has been shown by the success of players like Clark, raising stakes that go well beyond individual game performances. In this setting, where athletic performance directly affects long-term job prospects and commercial opportunities, any development that could impact competition balance or individual player success becomes especially important. Professional basketball players' whole careers are impacted by the long-lasting relationships and competitive benefits that training partnerships and growth chances frequently produce. Such possibilities are especially beneficial for the athletes who receive them, since Jordan's technical expertise and competitive insights represent resources that are just not available through traditional coaching routes. Regardless of their present degree of success or accomplishment, athletes without comparable access naturally have competitive concerns due to the